Welcome back to our IWA living room live from SHOT Show 2024, powered by GunTrade World. I'm sitting next to Amy. Nice that you found the time for joining us today in the living room. To start things off, Amy, would you introduce yourself in like 1 or 2 sentences? Who are you and what are you doing?
I'm Amy, or probably better known as Amy9x19, and I'm one of the first and only female shooting instructors on the civil sector of defense shooting in the whole German-speaking area.
Perfect, thank you. Amy, starting this interview, I think I need to ask you the question that I think you will be asked a lot. What is your profession and your job title? What are you doing?
My main job is shooting instructor. So that's what I do as my main job.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things in the background going on, like social media, marketing, back office, a lot of stuff you don't see when you think about a shooting instructor. And that all plays a role together in me being an instructor.
Yeah. And I think we know each other for quite a time. And I know that you don't call yourself influencer. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
And you have a very good reason for that. Would you like give us a little information why you don't like calling yourself an influencer?
Yeah. It all originated in me diving into the shooting scene, and it was never the dream of becoming influencer, you know. My main goal was being instructor, teaching safe handling with guns and how you do that, and that's my main goal. And social media really plays a huge role when it comes to marketing and being part of the whole scene. You probably know that. Yeah. So we started it like an online diary, and it came into rolling, and it got so huge. Right now it's like I'm like a big part of the community as well, and I like to see myself as a role model a little bit, because I want to represent values like safe handling and stuff like that also on social media. But I like to call it, I always like to say, I like to have something in the real life also, because, you know, I'm an instructor. But I use social media for showing off my job.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason I have social media.
I think that's amazing, and to see social media as a tool for promoting what you're doing and not calling it influencing.
It's not a typical influencer marketing, like, you know, holding pieces into the camera and saying, oh, yeah, that's so great. I like to show what I use on my day-to-day job as an instructor at the range. So, of course, I'm showing off the stuff I use, but it's not like the typical influencer marketing. So I don't like to call me an influencer, but a shooting instructor that uses social media.
I find it amazing, and I totally get your point of view, and I really found it amazing. Amy, you just talked about values and what you want to show to your audience, and you said words like safe gun handling, and as an instructor, you know that, and you best know why it's so important. So let us know a little bit more about, okay, what are your values and why? Why is it so important to show safe gun handling, for example, in the social media?
Okay. I personally think it's important to show off the values that I stand for. So when you go to my accounts, you always see it's about safe handling. It's my slogan is safe handling and having fun, you know? And I like to think of it, you can get the best of both worlds. You can have fun, but never touch a gun without thinking about safety in the first place. So I would never post a video or a picture where we're having some safety issues, to know the fingers on the trigger or stuff like that. It's just my mindset, and it's so natural for me. It became naturally. And so I really like to stand for it, because like on on such a broad medium like social media, Instagram and stuff like that, I think it's important to stand for, or to stand out with the values I stand for, you know, safety and stuff like that.
And do you miss this when you watch other influencers? So would you say that you stand out when coming to, for example, safe handling? And do you think the others should be more acting like, or they need to try more to be, or to show safe gun handling?
I really want to pick on anybody, because, you know, everything has a good reason to exist. And showing off the fun and awesome way of gun handling, and maybe not that much of the safety aspect, is also fine with me, but I don't stand for that, you know, personally. And for me, it's just important to show it off, and I just want to post content I can stand behind. And if there's a safety issue, I wouldn't post it. So it's just my way to go.
Yeah, but I think it's a great discussion because, of course, as you say, you can have fun and you can show the fun. But safety always needs to be...
It's always the first thing to think about when it comes to gun handling because, you know, it's just not a tennis bat, you know?
And I would say that other media and all of us, we should take care a lot more about gun safety on social media.
Yeah, of course.
Amy, as I said, we know each other due to IWA Auto Classic Show. You visited IWA for many years as a visitor, and you have many brands that you are going to cooperate with on IWA.
Yeah.
What do you love about IWA? Why are you such a fan of our show?
IWA is just the place to be. I think in the scene, when you talk about fairs, especially in Europe, you know, IWA just comes to mind when you think about fairs in the first place. I like to get in touch with the community because it's another thing if you text with somebody over social media or if you're face to face. And the scene lives from exchanging in the first place. So I love that. Yeah, and also the exhibitors and all the new stuff, and it's just an exciting place to be.
And next year, for the first time, I can say that now, you will not only be there as a visitor, but you will be on stage and you will be integrated in part of our supporting program. So tell us a little bit more about what are your highlights for the next IWA show.
My highlights definitely are the talks I'm having with you or the other part of the my partners I'm talking with then. And it's so awesome to get that opportunity in the first place to talk I can already talk about it, you know. It's like one talk is going to be about being an instructor and just the part with social media and why it's so important to show safety and values, to stand out as a role model and stuff like that. And it's such a great opportunity for me to talk about that to such a broad followership, you know. And the other part is going to be about MXR Tactics, you know, the augmented reality program I'm using also. And it's going to be a great talk, I guess, because we can highlight not only the part of using it as an instructor, so in my day-to-day life and how to incorporate it, but also if it's just a future thought or if it really is the future, you know. And it's going to be so interesting, and I'm so excited already.
Very cool indeed. Guys, I also look very forward to talking with Amy on stage. It's like, as Amy said, the same thing. We will talk about social media and how we use it to promote what we are doing and how influencing others. So, guys, take a look in our supporting program, and you will see when and where you can listen and find Amy. And yeah, thank you, Amy, for having us.
Thanks for having us.
This was our second edition of IWA Living Room with Amy9x19. And yeah, thank you for your time, Amy.
Thanks for having me.